If you're here, I'm guessing you want to glow up. But let me cut the BS and save you some time. You don't have to wake up at 5 a.m., buy a whole new wardrobe, or follow those Pinterest perfect routines. My glow up didn't come from any of that. It came from 3 simple things that actually worked. When I started my glow up journey, I thought I had to change everything overnight, basically reinventing myself with new routines, new outfits, pretending I had it all together. I did everything by the book. I tried the quick fixes, I tried the aesthetic routines, and guess what? I still wasn't feeling better. It wasn't until I discovered 3 simple shifts that things actually started changing. And I promise they're simple enough that you can start today. No green juice required. Let's start with the hard truth. You probably won't like it, but once you accept it, everything else feels lighter. And that's this. No one is coming to save you. You are responsible for your own happiness. For so long, I was desperately trying to find someone who will just magically fix me. A relationship, a best friend, or even just the right opportunity. I basically outsourced my happiness and hoped that maybe they'd make me feel whole. Spoiler, they didn't. All that did was make me dependent and constantly disappointed. And let's be real, sometimes life throws us pain from circumstances, from people who really did hurt us. That's not on us. But here's where I had to get painfully honest. How much of my misery am I actually choosing? Because yes, pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Sure, we can sit here and call our exes toxic, label people narcissists, and write long rants about how bad they treated us, but at some point you have to flip the script and ask, okay, but how much of this did I actually keep choosing? Because if I'm really honest, sometimes I didn't just tolerate the wrong people. I even found them attractive. Been there, done that. The glow up happens when we decide, even though I didn't cause this, I will take responsibility for how I move forward. And the moment I stopped waiting for a savior and realized I'm the only one responsible for my own happiness, that's when I took my power back, and everything else just got easier. So once I accepted no one's coming to save me, I was the John Travolta meme. Like, okay, now what? So I asked myself, what can I actually do for myself? And my first attempt? Miserable fail. Because the answer wasn't some massive overnight transformation that I was chasing. It was the tiniest daily things. At first, I thought I needed this dramatic new routine to change my life. Like wake up at 5 a.m., meditate, journal, drink green smoothies, all of that. And guess what? I set myself up for failure. Because surprisingly, I couldn't do it. At least not in the long run.
Oh, shut up.
And every time I failed, I just felt worse about myself. I was stuck in this cycle like try, fail, self-hate, repeat. And it left me feeling hopeless. After a lot of trial and error, I discovered what actually helped me. Small habits that felt good enough to keep doing. Journaling a single page, doing my skincare, or just making an extra bougie breakfast like I was staying at a hotel. These tiny choices stacked up like dominoes, like small at first, but eventually they shifted how I saw myself. It's like a butterfly effect. One small choice that creates a ripple of change even if you don't notice it right away. So here's my advice. Don't overwhelm yourself with a 20-step morning routine that both of us know you'll give up on in 2 days. Okay, maybe 3 if you're feeling spicy. Instead, choose one habit that you can stick to daily. Something that makes you feel instantly better about yourself. Let it be your anchor. Something that keeps you grounded even when life sucks. For me, it's my morning beauty ritual. Skincare, music, and getting ready like it's a whole vibe. It makes me feel confident and radiant like I'm the main character. So pick your one habit that you can start instantly. Not perfectly, but immediately. Because that's the whole point. Consistency beats perfection. Your glow up isn't built in one grand gesture, it's built in small choices you repeat until they become who you are. So here we are, step number 3. By this point, I started proving to myself, little by little, that I actually was becoming the person I wanted to be. And with that came confidence. Not overnight, but naturally. Every tiny win added up, feeding back into the confidence cycle. And with this, I also noticed that my environment was either supporting me or sabotaging me. This was the phase where I realized my external reality didn't match my internal growth. It was like I wanted to change, but my space, my routines, even my old habits kept pulling me back into my old identity. The moment I started curating my environment, even in small ways, I started showing up differently, designing my space and my routines around who I wanted to become, not who I used to be. Sometimes it was as simple as cleaning my desk, lighting a candle, or just putting on music that matched the energy I wanted. Sometimes it was trying on clothes that made me feel confident, even if I didn't feel confident yet. And that's the thing, you don't have to throw out your whole wardrobe or completely reinvent yourself overnight. Just start experimenting, piece by piece. Upgrade your space, your energy, your habits, even the people you surround yourself with, and you will feel the shift instantly. For me, as my identity started shifting on the inside, it kind of begged to show up on the outside too. I noticed I carried myself differently, I dressed differently. I pushed myself out of my comfort zone step by step until those tiny external changes became receipts for my new personality. And here's what happens when you do that. It starts to show up in your presence. People around you start noticing that something's different about you. They might not be able to put a finger on what changed, but they feel it. That's the glow up, when you're glowing from the inside out. And here's my extra tip. Even if you don't feel like your dream self yet, act like it anyway, because the longer you act like it, the more natural it becomes. Use these small external shifts as anchors, like a constant reminder of the person you're becoming. So those are 3 things that started my glow up. Realizing no one's coming to save me, choosing small habits that I actually could stick to, and reshaping my environment to support the person I wanted to become. None of this happened overnight, but together, they completely changed who I am. And before I wrap up, let me give you a quick reality check. There are still days when I don't feel any of this. Days when all I want to do is stay in bed, binge Netflix, and say F the word. The difference now is I know that's okay. You're not supposed to feel your best every single day. What matters is you keep showing up even imperfectly. I also practice these things every day, and sometimes I fail, sometimes I fall off. But the more I try, the closer I get to where I want to be. And if you're on the same journey, then hit subscribe and let's grow together.